Hi, I'm Sheila. Welcome back to our yoga charcuterie practice. So today's charcuterie is focused on Warrior 2. Who doesn't love a good Warrior 2? Well, maybe some people don't. I crave Warrior 2 sometimes. I appreciate the strength, the creating space in that pose, and almost a meditative quality that I can often find in Warrior 2s. So today's choice on the charcuterie board is a Warrior 2 practice. So for today, we'll just need a mat or your surface that you like to practice on. We will warm up with a half Sun Salutation, so if you like a block or a chair to bring the hands to in that forward fold, that is awesome. The other thing will be in our Warrior 2s, I do not have a chair in front of me so that you can see better, but it is a great way to practice to take that chair and bring it in front of you so that when you're in those Warrior 2s, you can reverse, you can be using that chair, you could come to a side angle, and maybe you say, I really want to keep that hand on the chair in the side angle. Lots of different ways you can use that chair, or as we transition to the other side, sometimes it's nice to have that hand on the chair, come into your Warrior 2, etc. So I think it's an awesome piece of equipment for us to use. A tool, it's like when we're making our charcuterie board, right? We use lots of different tools to give us that great presentation. In yoga, we use lots of different tools to let us find the poses that fit best in our body in the way they fit best. So please grab any props you would like. And we are going to go ahead and begin with a little Sun Salutation. If you haven't warmed up yet and you want to add some twists, maybe cow-cat, standing or on all fours, or a seated cow-cat at the chair, go ahead and pause the video, do that, and then come back to join us. There's also the warm-up yoga charcuterie video that you can do that's either standing or seated. So again, choose your option. We're going to come into a forward fold. So facing the seat of the chair, or maybe using that block. Feet are hip distance apart. Shoulders are down and back. And then we're going to bend the knees, sweep the arms up. And as we exhale, let's bring our hands through heart center, coming into our forward fold, allowing a nice bend in the knees, a nice deep bend in the knees, bringing the hands to the mat or the block, staying here for a moment. Maybe nodding your head a little bit. Again, allowing that bend to stay present in a way that really allows you to release and lengthen the spine. And wake up those hamstrings if you're just coming off of a short warm-up or a different activity. So from here, let's slowly walk the hands up the legs, coming into a half lift. From here, let's soften back to our forward fold. One more, rising to our half lift, softening to our forward fold. Bending the knees as we prepare to rise, pushing into the earth, taking that energy with us as we lengthen and rise to our tall mountain pose, opening to little cactus arms. Inhale as we reach, adding a side bend. Inhale as we come back to center, adding another side bend. Coming back to center, let's open to cactus arms. Reach high, and now let's put a little bend in the knees and just do an open twist either side. Sweep that back arm up. Open twist to the other side, little bend in the knees. Sweep that arm up, and one more on each side. And let's open to cactus arms, reach high, and bring the hands through to heart center. Feeling that energy, getting ready to move a little bit more. Awesome. So I'm going to set my block aside. Again, if you have the chair in front of you, that is awesome, so that you can tap that as we move through our warriors. So starting in our warrior 2, we are going to heel toe our feet apart, taking advantage of that heel-toeing motion to wake up and warm up our feet, coming into our warrior two. So in that warrior two, that front knee and foot are facing in the same direction. They're moving in that same plane. That back foot might have a little bit of an angle. And also allowing yourself some hip space. So your heel, your front heel does not need to be back to lined up to your back heel or your back arch. Maybe your effort and ease, your stability and freedom comes from having a little bit of a wider stance, a little bit of an angle on that back foot. So finding your warrior, your unique warrior two. Then let's add our warrior two arms. They're strong, shoulders soften down. Fingers are sparking. Whoosh. Those leg sound effects. From here, let's go ahead and flip that palm and reverse our warrior. Then putting a bend in the elbow, let's bring that elbow towards the hip crease as we move into a little bit of a version of a dancing warrior, reaching up, exhaling as we bend, inhaling as we rise, exhaling, inhaling. A few more in our strong warrior two. And then let's meet in our reverse warrior. Coming to our warrior two. Straightening that front leg and reversing a triangle. And back to our warrior two. Again, adjusting yourself if you want to build more of that stability and freedom in your pose. From here, let's move forward into a side angle, reaching towards the front, letting that front arm come down. And then we're going to sweep this arm down and around and up, and option to open up into some arm shoulder circles as you're opening the chest, possibly lifting the gaze, and maybe your gaze follows that arm, or maybe you keep your gaze down low, your option. And the next time you sweep that arm through, let's sweep it back to a warrior two. Excellent. Let the arms come down. Straighten that front leg. We're going to heel toe and adjust. So we're going to be in the center for a moment. Toes are out, heels are in. Maybe move side to side a little bit. Find your, again, your stability in the pose, your freedom in the pose. Coming up into a 5-pointed star and flowing through temple or goddess, of course, the pose with many different names. Not to even mention, it's Sanskrit. It's just flowing through a few times. And then let's meet in our 5-pointed star, pivoting the back foot in, front toes out, setting up our warrior two on the other side. Again, taking time to build that pose from the base up. Finding your warrior two. Awesome. Let's flip that front palm to reverse. And begin to dance on this side. Pulling that elbow towards the hip crease. And then releasing it up. This arm is powerful as we reach up and we pull down. This is also a time, if you have that chair in front of you, maybe you have one hand on the chair. And let's meet in our reverse warrior. And come back to our warrior two. Straightening that front leg, let's flip that palm and come into a reverse triangle. And back to warrior two. Moving into a version of side angle, bringing that front arm down to the thigh, back arm comes down, around, and up. We take all this energy and we add the option of opening shoulder arm circles. Again, your option. If you'd rather stay in stillness, you can do that. then let's sweep that arm back through, coming to your warrior two. Let's straighten that front leg again for one more reverse triangle. And back to warrior two. Letting the arms come down. And once again, we're going to come back to the center as our transition point. Toes are going to be out, heels are going to be in. Again, finding your stability. We want those knees and toes moving in a similar direction. Excellent. So from here, let's go ahead and bring our arms up into a 5-pointed star. And we are going to add a sun sweep option, all right? So to do that, we bend one knee. You can start on either side. We bend one knee. We sweep our arms towards it, hinging from the hips a little bit. And then we bring our hands through center as we straighten that leg and bend the other leg. So this big sun sweep. And then let's reverse the direction. In our 5-pointed star when you're ready. Excellent. We're going to transition back to our warrior two in the same direction we started from. In this one, my right foot is forward, so whichever way you started, if it was your right foot, go back to that. If it was your left, go back to that. Again, finding your warrior two. Awesome. Let's go ahead and flip the palm to reverse and come back to a warrior two. From here, we are going to move through a fierce warrior. So to do that, we bring the hands through heart center, and as we do that, we straighten that front leg. We open into a version of 5-pointed star. Then we come back down, hands come through heart center. We put the bend back in the knee. Whoosh, fierce warrior. Fingertips can be up to the sky if that feels good. Otherwise, keep them straight. So we sweep the arms down, around, and up. And we open. And then fierce warrior. Moving at your own pace. Maybe you inhale as you rise and open, and then exhale, fierce warrior. Let's meet up in our fierce warrior. Excellent. Let's tuck the thumbs in, wrap the fingers around the hand, roll the wrists, soften the shoulders, let the arms come down, straighten that front leg, pivot that leg in, and then we're going to set up warrior two on the other side. So again, taking time to adjust your warrior, creating plenty of space, plenty of stability, and freedom. Coming into your warrior two, flipping the palm to reverse, and back to your warrior two. Fierce warrior on this side, so we float the hands down, we lift them through heart center and open to a 5-pointed star. We exhale, coming back. Whoosh. Sound effects are always optional. Fierce warrior. Inhaling as we rise and open. Exhaling. Fierce warrior. Moving at a pace that feels good to you, that feels good with your breath. Let's go ahead and meet in our fierce warrior. Once again, tucking the thumbs, wrapping the fingers. Maybe you roll the wrists in the opposite direction, which is just the direction that maybe feels less natural to you. Then let's let the arms come down, straighten that front leg. Let's come back so we're facing this way again. We're going to take our toes out and our heels in. Awesome. Excellent, excellent. One more transition through 5-pointed star. goddess. Meeting in a 5-pointed star. Let's bring our hands through to heart center. Heel toe our feet together to our mountain stance. Let the arms come down. Maybe lift the knees a little bit, shake that out a little bit. And we're going to finish our Warrior Two offering with a Sun Salutation. So feel free to grab your block if you'd like. Find your long, tall mountain pose. Let's roll the shoulders, opening the chest. Let's take a few breaths of freedom as we open those arms. And then we tuck in, putting a bend in the knees as we open. One more. And then bringing the hands back through to heart center. Bending the knees, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling either through heart center or swan diving down to your forward fold. We're going to stay here for a few breaths so the hands can come to the block or the seat of the chair or the mat, and maybe nodding the head a little bit. Releasing the neck side to side. Walking the hands up till you find your version of half lift. Softening back to your forward fold. Putting a deep bend in the knees, pushing into the earth as you hug that belly in, taking that energy up, rising, unfurling, opening to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Let's add a long side bend. Coming back to center. Side bend on the other side. Center. Let's open to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Bending the knees, open twist. Sweeping the back arm down, around and up. Bending the knees, open twist. Sweeping the arms down, around and up. Opening to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. And on the exhale, let's bring our hands through heart center. Allow the chin to drop towards the chest. Taking a few breaths here. Bending the knees, sweeping the arms up, and bringing the hands through to heart center. It is with gratitude and strength that I send to you today. Gratitude for practicing together, joining me for this practice. Strength for appreciation of the strength that is in your body and your mind. Be well, take care of yourself. I hope you enjoy this charcuterie practice. Come back for another selection on the yoga charcuterie board. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.